So here we are, journals 3, and with the remains of the day I went on to make another couple of wrapped ones. I did another one as well which I gave away to a friend, and a couple with more conventional book covers on. And I started to think a bit more about what I was going to put in them signature wise, and on these the spines are a more suitable size really. I've still got 3 signatures in this one, but I think I've got less pages in each one. You can probably tell that I also quite like to do a bit of machine embroidery and textile work, so these are batik fabrics just stitched together with a bit of free machining over the top. These books probably are a bit neater as well than my first one, which is more me really. If you see my mini albums you'll probably understand that. That's still got to be hand sewn into there. So I'll just do a quick flick through. The pages are still all stitched. Some of them are photographs that I've got out of magazines. National Geographic magazine is a favourite for really good images, and there's a lot of those. This is a Carla Sondheim postcard. If you know of her, she does lovely whimsical animal pictures, drawings, and I was lucky enough to win a blog giveaway, so I got an original Carla Sondheim, so that was quite exciting really. There's little bits written in here that I've taken out of novels that I've been reading, bits that mean something to me, so I sometimes copy those down. So it's still got the transparent or plastic pages in. Little thing there from a local museum that we went to, and obviously quite a lot in this book that I haven't used yet. This is a photograph out of National Geographic magazine, but aren't the colours gorgeous as here? So this is probably the book I should be starting to fill up, because there's not a lot been written in here. That's a card somebody sent me. More National Geographic pictures. A tag I've made with a painted background. Tones in nicely with the colours on that page. That's obviously paint chip strip. Hares, one of my favourite animals, so I stick those in if ever I find a picture of a hare. This is a original postcard that a friend found for me. I don't think it's got a year on it, but it's quite old. Thank you card. I have popped a few things in, so there'll be plenty to write about in here. Burne-Jones exhibition we went to, that's Pre-Raphaelite painters. As I say, just pictures that I like really. Cards somebody's made me. Wedding invitation there. I think that's, what's that one? That was a 60th birthday we were invited to. Okay, so that's that one. This one is very similar. I think there's a bit more writing in this one. I've used this, and I quite like this square or nearly square format, the slightly smaller size. It's my son's graduation. No, not graduation, that was a wedding we went to, that's part of his graduation there. And as I said before, you'll probably see some of the same photographs crop up. I forget that I've done them in one journal, so if I dip my hand into my box of photographs and the same one comes up, I don't worry about it really. I just put it in, and whether I write the same or something different, I don't know, probably something different. This little bookmark that I got off a lady. We went to some open studios last summer, and that was a lady who did mixed media work. I cut out photocopies of my little boy growing up. It's my brother's wedding again. I think that was in the first journal. My little Christmas tree. And again, just photographs. Tags, pockets, all machine stitched. That's a photograph from a charity do that my husband organised for the Bone Marrow Trust. My son, when he was younger, needed a bone marrow transplant, and that's my husband on the drums there. Photographs. The transparent page, put something in there. So those were the wrapped ones, and I'll quickly flip through these. That cover is some material that I've screen printed, stenciled, stamped and machined. We live quite near to Kenilworth Castle, and I'm quite interested in medieval history. One of my favourite characters, if you like, from there is Catherine Swynford. She eventually married John of Gaunt, and they spent quite a lot of time at Kenilworth Castle, and that's really only a few miles from us and a nice place to visit. Plants from my garden. Brighton again. Just a really lovely picture from a calendar or from a book. I can't remember exactly where that came from. My grandmother here and her mother. It's my mum, my sister and I in our little ruched swimsuits. Very fashionable in the 50s, late 50s. That's a favourite photograph of my father and my son when he was tiny. And on the same page I've got a little card here from Scrapper Dabadoo. I sent for some wood grain paper from them and got great service, and they sent this lovely little card back with it. So that was nice. There's that photograph again. I think that's already appeared in one of the others I've shown you. Jack Russell we had as I was growing up. That's from a trip to Spain. Tickets, my friend and I at our graduations, which I think you could probably tell wasn't that long ago. I was a late student, or a mature student as they call it in this country. A photograph there from when we went to Crete, and that's from Knossos. These are pictures from what do you call it, sort of park in Staffordshire, which is a little way from us, and it's a very beautiful walk. And this piece of paper here is actually a pocket, and that's a little bit of painted paper that I've done myself. It's from Kew Gardens, and that's out of the National Geographic magazine. Probably this is getting a bit long and a bit boring now. So I'll just quickly go through Durham Cathedral and family photographs. And the last one of this type, again it's a piece of fabric that I've dyed and stitched, and this is another bit I've done using something called fabric paper. And again this is just full of junk really, but memories that are important to me. I don't know if anybody's ever going to read these. I've only got one son, whether he'll be interested, but it's quite important to me to keep a record of some of these things, so that's all that matters to me really. These are pictures from the town where I live now and where I grew up, my mum and her sister. It's the wedding we went to, tickets from concerts, the Brontes again, and that postcard again. A slightly different picture or pose, those two in that one. She wanted me to use these in a piece of art. These are for one of my best friends, but I couldn't bear to really, so sometime or other I'll photocopy those and use them. It's a really nice photograph that I found somewhere from a magazine. Some really nice colours. Pictures from the Isles of Scilly. There we go, if we can afford it. What else have we got in here? Bits of writing, quotes, thank you card, chimneys from Hampton Court, which is a visit we made. Wolves, another animal I like, as well as hares. Gift tag, present that my husband gave me one Christmas, and something nice written on the back of that. This is a little ATC that I've made, which I quite liked, and it picks up the orange in there. I don't really have any plan when I make these types of albums, they just go together as they go together. If it works, great. If it doesn't really matter. It used to matter to me and I was very fussy, but I've kind of got over that, and thank goodness for that really. That was an Altered Art weekend, a restaurant we went to for a special birthday, friend's granddaughter, and that's that. So again, that one's got 2 signatures in it, so stitched in, and will stay manageable. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.